Hey, my brothers and sisters, I want you to make sure you take time to click the link below and subscribe to my channel. Today, I want to talk about 5 things that Christian parents go through with troubled kids. Number 1 is embarrassment. There are many Christian parents that once they come into Christendom, that become embarrassed by their children that have not made the decision to not only follow Christ, but they are living their lives vicariously. This embarrassment is so that people don't judge their choice to be Christian against the decisions of their child. So there are many parents that become imprisoned by these decisions and choices that their children make, which forces them sometimes to become enablers. They become terrified at the outcome of the choices that have been made. So they become prisoners of their emotion, prisoners of their environment, and sometimes prisoners to their home. The second thing that Christian parents face is guilt. Many times the child can go through something and the parent feel guilty because maybe they didn't create this advantage or that advantage for their child. So they take it personal. And that guilt can cause them to destroy relationships in their life or end relationships in their life. This thing of guilt for Christian parents is very powerful. Every Christian parent should not live under guilt. There's something that is necessary for Christian parents to also embrace, and that is being able to grow with your child or your children. So just like a child has stages of development psychologically, simultaneously, the parent needs to be growing in those same stages of development so that you are changing your level of care in association with their level of development. If you are not participating in the life and the work and the development of the child growth, then you can find yourself in a very challenged situation. Number 3 is being bullied. There are many Christian parents that are bullied because they are Christian. They're bullied because they love. They're bullied because they are kind. Their passiveness is considered weakness with their children. So the children will manipulate them for possession, will manipulate them for things, will manipulate them for attention. And the attention is not necessarily from the parent. The attention is for the parent to give them time to do whatever they want to do. And there are many Christian parents that are great people, that are wonderful people, but they are bullied by their own child or children. The 4th thing that Christian parents experience with troubled children is isolation. There are many Christian parents that have become isolated. They have become prisoners, that they are locked in their own life. It's only them and their child, or them and their children, where they don't have any time off from their child or children. They don't have any time away from their child or children. And I am not suggesting that that is wrong, but what I am saying is that there will eventually become an imbalance because the child needs time away for you for development, and you need time away from the child for reconciliation. And there are many parents that are in a position where they feel isolated, feel like it's the world against them because they are in this difficult place with them and their child. The 5th thing that I will tell you that a Christian parent goes through with a troubled child is obligation. My brothers and sisters, there are many parents that feel like they are obligated to never change how they love, share, or work with their child in growth and development. So through this obligation, the child can be 15, 16, 17, but the parents still respond to them like they are 12 or 11. You must get to a place to where you understand what the child needs. The child needs structure, and structure doesn't always feel good. Structure is not always the easiest thing, but you got to know that you can be a great parent. Never judge the quality of parenting based on the decisions and choices of the child. If every parent only based the quality of parenting on decisions and choices of the child, then how then do we determine great parents? Because there are some children, as my father used to say, a hard head will make a soft bottom. There are some children that has to go a hard path in order to come into receptiveness of what the parent has been sharing with them. So I want to give you 5 things that a parent can do that's going to help shift your style of parenting and help you to recover in who you are. Number 1, for a parent that is dealing with embarrassment, at some point you must accept what is being transpired. You must accept what is being displayed, and don't be embarrassed by it, but understand where the child may be coming from. Realize that the child may have had some difficulties or some traumatic experiences or made some poor choices, but do not allow their choices to dictate your direction. Because if you becomes a mother hen, the mother hen syndrome is that you will hover too much. The mother hen syndrome is it will damage them as well as it will damage you. So you don't want to do the mother hen syndrome. All right, so when you find yourself in embarrassment, find out, search within yourself, do a self-assessment, and determine why do you love them. All right, once you come into that assessment, remind yourself every day, every week, every month that you love your child for this reason and continue to love them that way. But do not blame yourself for the decisions and choices that they are making. When you are a parent, number 2, and you are going through guilt, what you must do, my brothers and sisters, is stop blaming yourself for who you procreated with. Children are a blessing from God. Do not become angry because it seems as though this time is unbearable. What you must do is bless God for the time that you do have. Cherish the moments that were great. And the moments that are challenging, try to reinvent yourself. Find some new discoveries. And maybe there could be some new bridges that you can cross with your child or children in order to become the dream that you had when they were small. Number 3, being bullied. At some point, you must stand up for yourself. You cannot accept being bullied. It means that you must raise your standard in your home, or raise the standard of respect between you and the child, and you must stick to it. Being bullied, a bully can only bully someone that feels inferior. My brothers and sisters, when you are a Christian parent, both male and female can have the capacity to be bullied by their child or children. You must be the type of person that says, you know what, enough is enough, and I demand respect. And demanding respect will cause you sometimes to make some hard decisions. As parents, we don't like to make the difficult decisions, but there are times and there are days when it is necessary for you to make a very challenged decision, but stand behind it. To overcome being bullied, you must have confidence. Number 4, if you're being isolated, you must come from outside of your room at some point. Do not just live your life thinking that you just have to stay in your room and do nothing and just be there. No, when you are being bullied by your child, and when you do not have to just live your ever waking moment in this life catering to them. You have a life too. When you are living in isolation, you have to make a decision at some point in your life to live your life beyond the walls of your home. And therefore, you may need to spend some time with friends. You may need to spend some time with coworkers, spend some time with church members. Do something that involves another adult, and it does not have to be romantic. Do something that will force you in a position to change your train of thought. That is what is important. When you get to a place that you can do that, then, my brothers, you are able to do this. You are able to live in a life of liberty and freedom. The next thing that I would tell you is that obligation. If you are a parent that feels as though you are obligated to continue providing the amenities to your child, then you must know there's something called over-functioning and under-functioning relationships. In order to get a person that is under-functioning, is that the over-functioning person must stop functioning. So you must get to a place where you just stop functioning and responding to everything. When you do that, my brothers and my sisters, you will force the under-functioning person an opportunity to gravitate towards functioning. When they start to move forward, when they start to progress, do not take that time to acknowledge every step of progress. What you do is you make the adjustments as they are progressing. And there will come a day where you will be able to have the conversation, because the individual that is under functioning will be able to look back at their progress, and they will invite you into a conversation with them. And at that moment, when you have that moment of growth, where you're able to talk with that child, that's the moment that both you and the child, or you and the children, at that moment, that's when you should celebrate. Now, I gotta go. So I want you to look down below. Make sure that you click the subscribe button. Listen, you can do this. Do it. Stand by it. And know that you're in a great day.